We've mentioned before how important it is to be able to talk about the data that we've collected, and this is no different. So we've been dealing with histograms. How do we start talking about them and describing them? Well, three really important things to remember when you are describing a histogram is its shape, its centre, and its spread. So let's take each one of those separately. So looking at shape to start off with. Shape can either be symmetric or skewed. Now, when we talk about symmetry, we talk about being able to draw a line down the middle of our graph, and if you put a mirror there, that one side looks fairly similar to the other. In that first histogram, histogram A, that is symmetrical. In histogram B, it's not exactly symmetrical, but we would call that approximately symmetrical. Histograms that have a tail that moves in the positive direction, so here's our tail heading out this way, we call them positively skewed. And obviously, therefore, if we have a tail that goes towards the negative direction, they are negatively skewed. Looking at centre or the location of a histogram, if you look at histogram E and F, you should be able to see that they are pretty much the same histogram, but they are not sitting in the same position. If I was trying to centralise that one, you can see that the centre is around about there, whereas here the centre is much further up. So location and centre of a histogram are the same thing. The last thing that we talk about is the spread of a histogram. So in histogram G, you can see that we are going from this point up to that point, which basically stretches from 3 up to 11. So the spread of that is 8 units. This one here is starting at 1 and going up to 15. What's the spread there? The spread there is 14 units. So this one has a much wider spread than histogram G. So shape, centre and spread, they are the three things that we must include when we are describing our histogram. Centre can also be mean, median or mode. So we can include that in our information or our description.